Hello, my name is Gaurav Khurana, and in this video we'll see that how you can easily create a framework within minutes, right? And with agentic AI it has become very much possible even without writing code, but we should understand it. I created a folder as of now called as Selenium framework with agentic AI, and I have opened it in Visual Studio Code. Let's begin and see if we are able to create a framework within this video. So this is my site, and you can come here in AI and look at the agent, right? So you just have to install two extension and sign up for GitHub Copilot on their site, and it's free of cost, right? So once you have done it, and you will see here agent is coming, right? So that is agent mode got activated, right? In case you face any problem, just comment on this video. So let's see what all things are needed in a framework. Let's copy this prompt that I have already written, and we'll go and check this prompt whether it is right or wrong. So for now I have just created a folder and given one prompt, and let's begin and let's see meanwhile what is the prompt, and if there are further improvements that can be done, I am open to it. Please do comment. So let's observe this, that what all things we have written. So what I want is a modern, scalable, modular, right? So all those keywords I have written, that we wanted this kind of frameworks, and we wanted it to support cross-browser testing, because what happens is that later on we realize, and then we have to create a separate class, and these things gets missed, right? And we know that we need one of the frameworks to use it, right? Maybe some people use JUnit, TestNG or Cucumber, so you can replace this as per your needs, right? And I have written a common something called as page object model, right? Later on you can customize these things, right? It's not that you have to right? Somebody asked a few days back, and that if there are 100 pages, shall we create 100 page objects, right? Those things you can customize. 100 classes might not be needed for that, right? And we are using Maven for the dependency management and build and all, right? You can use Gradle as well. For logging I have written log4j. These are the popular libraries, and extent report and Allure report should be used, right? So we implemented logging, we are taking care of page object model, and then the most important thing is parallel test execution, which people miss in the starting, and then later on it create problems, right? And we want to run it locally and remote as well, right? And we have said that a separate base test class should be written, and documentation is the most important part, right? So that we can understand it, because AI can create a lot of stuff and we might not be familiar with it, right? So all the good practices I have tried to include, right? They are not all of them, right? Just let me know and I can change that prompt, or I can edit it, right? I'll check in this code, and so that you can see it, right? Yeah, so yeah, I have written that maybe make it LambdaTest platform. You can mention is browser stack, Sauce Labs, or whichever you want to do it, right? So meanwhile, let's see what is going on over there, right? Because I gave a prompt, and let's see what's going on in the Visual Studio Code. So as of now, if you see, it has created a source folder, it has created some properties where it has added LambdaTest, because I gave LambdaTest, right? If you see here, and it has added this extent report as well as Allure report as well. Even this retry count, which we did not give, I think, right? It has configured the test data path, and it has given the log file name, all of that, right? Some of these things might get missed by us, right? Even the application configuration is kept here, right? And it has created a configuration manager, so that you can read the files and all, and it has taken care of this null checks as well, right? Some of these things, there are chances that we can probably miss it, right? And if something is not needed, we can even remove it, right? It's not necessary to keep all of this code, but yeah, it has written a quite comprehensive stuff in the configuration management, right? And let's go that. Okay, so log4j configuration file it has also created, right? Sometimes if you try to do it yourself, you will, if you miss a single this maybe while copy pasting a single arrow you'll face a lot of problems, right? And to set this time and all. But now with the agentic AI, all of these things are possible, and it has created a target class as well. So it is yet to add any test as I see, but it explains you step by step what it has done. So it's important that, right, we should read all of this so that we know that what all things it's doing, right? So it started with the pom.xml, if you see, right, and then it created application properties, then log4j.xml, and then it has created a configuration manager and the WebDriver factory, WebDriver manager. Let's see where are these things. So it is adding the WebDriver factory so that wherever we are running, right, accordingly it can create, right? For example, Chrome driver is different, Firefox driver is different, and they have different options and all of that, right? Even headless and all, it has taken care of all of this, right? If you write your code, this much of code, just think that how much time it will take, right? But you should be aware about what all things it is doing. So do read out the code that what it has written. For example, here if you see that Selenium version 4.0.0, right, but the latest version is not, I think it's far that like the latest one is not 0.0, it is around 26 or 33, like maybe that kind of thing is there, right? So yeah, these things can be checked out, and if you see there are some errors that are coming, that it will automatically fix. I'll check in this code in the GitHub so that you can review it, right? And let's go back there, and okay, so it has created a base page class as well. As of now some errors are coming, if you see, but they will remove, right? For example, here it got removed. So then it created a WebDriver manager and base page and even a wait utilities, right? So wait is a big problem, right? Especially in Selenium, if we don't handle it properly, then you will get lot of flaky test as well, because the page is still loading and all. And the good part is it is also doing a kind of documentation as well, right? Which like in the in name of agility or speed, right, we miss all of this stuff. And you will see at the end that it will also create a readme file as well, like as we said that that we need some documentation as well, right? So let's go back to that and see what all things we have written further. So now I wanted it to LambdaTest. We can mention source labs or browser stack as per our whatever your company has bought it, or whatever free version or your version that you are using, right? And I have given some at these tests as well, like for example, I wrote that login scenarios don't include, right, sometimes, because if like Gmail and all Google page, they have sign in page and then you'll have to give credentials and all, right? So three basic tests I have written, that there are no links on the google.com page, that should be broken. There should be more than one images that are there, right? And try to write 3-4 tests, and some can fail and some should pass, right? So this is important. Sometimes what happens is we see all things are green, right? Then we think that okay, things are all well, right? So some cases should fail also, so that I can even see that these reports are working fine. There are some failures as well, right? I can test that whether logging is also working fine or not, right? So at the end you have to test it, right? Don't rely on just AI, because as you have seen in ChatGPT and all the other tools, they write that it can commit mistakes, right? Answers may not be 100% right. So to avoid that, please do the review and probably share that, like where all it's failing, so that other people also know about it, right? I have added this prompt on my site, like as I have shown you right here. You can copy paste it. I'll also check in on my GitHub as well, right? Last time we created a basic program, right? All of these steps are mentioned here. If you are not aware about agent mode, you can try these things. It's pretty simple, right? And here is the prompt, and on this page you will find some other prompts as well, by which you can review your code, right? For example, this you can check for whether we have followed the right practices or not, if there are security considerations that are missed, right? So all of these things are written on this page. You could bookmark it, and you can here contact and ping me if something is wrong. I'll try to fix it, right? So all the social links are also here. Right, so coming back to Visual Studio Code, let's see what else it has done. Okay, so it has added Google homepage.java. It has added a screenshot utility, right? Screenshots are important as it can save your time, right? You can directly look at the problem, right? Instead of maybe looking at the logs here. In some situations, you would be able to make it out from it, right? But the good and the best part of it is, right, if you see, all this folder structure got created within seconds, within the time I'm recording this video. I don't think there are even 10 minutes that I have started this video, right? So yeah, and also, like, if you want to extend this same framework for API as well, so I have added that further as well, right here. So API testing integration, so if I'll add this prompt next, then it will include API as well. And if you want mobile testing as well, so similarly there is another prompt that can be added, then it will be an end-to-end kind of framework, right? People want mobile API and web in the same one, so it can do that. So as of now it is creating it. Time is 11:16 as of now in my system clock, right? So let me pause the video so that it does not take all of your time, and I'll let you know that how much time it took, right? The only thing that I see pending as of now is probably the tests that are not created, right? So it has created here what you call, right, Google and all the pages, right? Google homepage, and it is extending the base page class, right? It has also created a second page, because when you search for Google, it will, and there is a second page that comes, right? You change the page, so all of that is already written. And base page class also, let's see it out in case it creates the test after this, right? So it has created navigate to, get current URL, get title, refresh page, right? All of the common things that are needed in all of your test, right? It has added all those basic things in here so that you don't struggle with it, right? Many people paste questions in the community forums where they are struggling to click a button, or right. And in case some of these things are not working, like as we have covered in the previous video, you can right click, you can co-pilot, and you can type editor inline chat, and you can tell the situation that I have this kind of button and this portion is not working, right? So it will improve the code as well. You may not try to write the code, right? But yeah, please check it out very carefully that it does not break any existing things, right? So that in case of fixing this, you're breaking stuff, right? So testing is most important, that whenever you are making changes, just test it out, right? Now it is creating some test classes, right? It has put some of these, right, query and expected output, right? If you are searching for Google, then this text should not be come in the output, right? And page validation it has put, and google.com, and even going to images as well, right? And timeouts are configured here, right? So you can change this in case your apps take more time, right? Some apps are heavy enterprise apps, right? There we can put 45 or 50 seconds based on a particular requirement, though they should be fast. But we have certain times that there are existing apps and they have these problems for long time, right? Then you can adjust these things, right? So here we see almost it is ready, right? We have all of this created. I shown you, right, test data utilities. Now it has added, so this was not there for picking up the test data, right? There are listener of Allure and extent as well, right? So here is the test that we actually wanted it, right? So yeah, Google homepage, we have created a page object, and then we are using a function, and then we are checking that whether the page is loaded or not, right? It has even added this, which we miss, right, to categorize sometimes that what kind of test it is, like whether it is a critical or not. So this is a before method, like on every test we have to go to the Google homepage, right? And then we are checking Selenium WebDriver if we are able to search, right? And then it has named it, right? You can change all of this, and if some tests are not needed, you can remove it. And probably in the next video we will see that how you can do a particular website, right? Because this website is Google, you will say that, oh, this is Google and many people are doing it, and all the maybe DOM and all is available with AI, and they are able to create it. But what if it's your particular site which Google might not have indexed, right? It's your company site. So for that, like how we can use it, so that how we can use in such a way that it can even do test for that, right? We'll see that in the next video. Meanwhile, let it complete and I'll also run the test. Now it is creating the TestNG suite for it, right? Here pom.xml is there, but there is no TestNG file, right? But like if you try to do yourself, right, in Eclipse and all, you have to download an extension, then right click. Like some of people who have done that, they might be knowing, right, that we have to right click and there is an option that will come in IntelliJ or Eclipse to create a TestNG file, right? And then that file gets created. Here if you see, it is trying to create various suites, right? Let me highlight all these things, right? All test, smoke test, regression test, and how it has done, right? It might have used tagging, right? We might have seen that critical and all it was mentioning, and there is one where it's called as parallel test as well. And we asked even for this readme file, right? So let's see. Okay, as of now it is creating it. So as and when it does it, right, you can click on this and go there, right? All test XML, it has created this listener, this classes, class name, methods, all of it, right? And how to run in parallel, if you see here, okay, it is running browser, it has given Chrome, right? So we are giving the parameterize here, right? So here in the parallel test, it has given all the three classes. If you see here, parallel equal to methods and thread count is 5, right? So this way you can even learn as well, that some things which you are not aware about by looking at this or even asking it, right? We have seen in the previous videos as well, you can change it to ask, and then instead of doing this magic of creation, it will just explain you, and you can do it yourself, or probably you can understand stuff from here. And the best part, it was, right, this I liked a lot. Like many people ask that, okay, we want our suite to be run on a button click, right? So some people have the obsession for this, right? Especially in management, where they want that, okay, there should be a file, anybody can click it, and it should be able to run it, right? So if you see here, it has created a batch file, right, which can run it all the tests, right? So we'll run our framework using this only, right? So it has given that, okay, Selenium TestNG framework runner, okay, and I think it will give you all these options also, that which test you want to run. Okay, so finally it has started executing it here. So because agent can see, the advantage of agent is that it can interact with the many parts of the system, right? Earlier AI was only limited to this and its LLM models, right? When I said this, it means within your VS Code or within your IntelliJ, whatever things were there, it was able to do that. But with agent, if you see, it can interact with this terminal, right? Though this terminal appears here, but it's not a part of VS Code, right? It's a separate thing. But here now it can give commands to this, it can even interact with your file system, it can create files, right? So with the possibility of agentic AI, it has become possible. Right now if you see, there are some errors coming as well, right? Cannot find system and all. If you will see that, this will automatically fix as well, right? If all these errors that are coming, it will automatically fix it. And I'll check in this code on my GitHub page as well, right? And my GitHub page, you can find it down below, right? If you click on this GitHub, you will land here, and in the repos you can check it out. I'll add this with the same name, right? So last time we created this playwright with agent, right? So here I have checked in a simple code, so you can check out that video first to get an understanding of what an AI agent is. If you see here, I have created all of this using I created a playwright sample program, right? We can do a similar things with playwright as well. You just have to probably do a little bit different in this prompt library, right? Instead of TestNG, you might say maybe Jasmine, Mocha, or whatever framework you are using, right? And maybe different, some of these things would be different. Maybe you are not using Maven over there, you are using npm, right? If you are using TypeScript, if you are using it with Java, then yeah, maybe you need this, right? Maven. Okay, so you can see this. I'll add the video here as well, right? So that if someone coming to this page, they know that how they can use agentic AI, right? But as of now, I'll check in that code which we are creating as of now, right? I think it is making some changes here. The README is comprehensive, right? It is creating. Let me create a final summary file that shows the framework completion status, right? So it has done all of it. Now it will show us all of that summary, right? And we will try to run this file. Let me open it in File Explorer. Yeah, so we are successful here. It is saying that using Java 11 we did it, and we added thread safe thing, cross browser support is there, page object is there, parallel dual reporting is there, right? There are weights and all of these things are there, right? So let's keep this file. So you just have to click on keep, and then whatever changes it has made, it will keep it. So this is the readme file, but for now I'll go in this file and see whether it is working or not, right? So understanding stuff is important, right? So that when problem comes, you should be able to fix it, right? You see how beautiful this is. It has even indented it properly. Press any key to continue, right? Okay, it is not doing anything as I notice. Okay, so I think it is giving me that how we can run it. It's not running it, but it is telling that run test.bat/smoke. If I write, it will run the smoke test, right? So let me open command prompt here, right? Command prompt is open on my another screen. I'll run, okay, and I'll type smoke. Okay, so now if you see, it is running the smoke test with Chrome browser. I hope there are no errors this time, but if there are any, we can fix it as I showed you, right? So there are some errors, right, in this file WebDriver factory.java. Let's see that WebDriver factory and let's fix it out. Okay, this is the file which is having some problem. 115 was the line, okay, 164 is the line, and again at 115, right, the same problem. Fix using Copilot. Okay, so it has changed this. I should accept it, right, if I am satisfied with the answer. Similarly on the line above, right? So now all the things are, so I can go here, like instead of running this, firstly I can check it if there are any problems that are coming, right? So this is deprecated, right? Let's not remove it. That's okay, we'll remove it later, right? As of now I want to just run it and see my reports. Clear screen and run this again. Let's see if we are able to see that magic, right? And even if you want to run in that LambdaTest and maybe browser stack, in the configuration file you can give the keys and all, yeah, and it will be able to do it, right? So there is a problem again, is not a valid file. Okay, so what it is telling is that there is no suit.xml. Let me see that. Okay, where is that file? Which path it is giving? It is saying that src test resources. Okay, src test resources. So there is no file called as suit.xml, right? So let's check it out. What is that suit? Okay, and let me click that file again. Okay, I have given this right the way it has asked, but let's see what is the problem. Okay, under resources TestNG suit and smoke test is there. So probably this suit value is going some somehow wrong, right? So if in case you face any issues like this, just copy this and let's paste it in best friend, right? Open chat, and I can say that this error is coming while running the suit. Yeah. So I'll try to continue the API part and mobile in the next video of this, right? But let's fix this problem. But you will see that it will try to fix this problem, right? Probably this, they might not have added, like we were just passing smoke and here the name is smoke hyphen test, right? So I'm suspecting that must be the issue, that we are passing smoke but actual file name is smoke hyphen test.xml. But let's see it, that what is the problem here, right? Let me open pom.xml file, right, in case we have passed there as well. Okay, it is fixing the pom.xml file. Right, so okay, let it fix it, because sometimes yeah, I think this suit XML file, these things were not there inside it. So AI can also make mistakes, right? Here if you see that I did not do any edit, right? It did it and it is said that there was some corruption that has happened for the file, right? And it is trying to recreate that file, and it's trying to, if you see here, it has issued a PowerShell script with which it has cleaned it. So now it has fixed it and it is giving me an option to run. So let me run via this way instead of batch file. Again, there are some error, right? So if you see here, now it will fix automatically because it can read this, whatever is happening on the terminal, right? So running from here is a little bit faster, right? So try to run it from here first, and once that is done, try to maybe do this batch file also, but do it from terminal itself, so that VS Code has the context, right, that what all things are failing. But we'll make it to run for sure, yeah, no doubt about this. Even like, if it has done this much, I think we should be intelligent enough to fix it. But first let's use the same thing which it has created it, right? And you can learn over the things that you might not be aware about, right? It has created a task.json here, settings.json, right? So when we start using a new ID, we might not know, okay, what is these things, right? But because of this, it can help us, right, understanding that what it is. We can change it to ask mode and say, ask that, okay, what is the use of task.json, right? Why you have added these things, because generally we have not seen this in other IDEs, right? This task.json file. Okay, now it is running here. Run smoke test.bat. Okay, if you see here, it has created another file, and there are some failures again, right? So all these things are actually needed, right? That person should understand it. Though we say a lot of time, okay, AI can do everything, right? But let's say if these problems are coming, who will fix it, right? Though AI can fix it, but sometimes people can give up on it, right? That okay, maybe they are not they don't want to run it, or they don't want to fix it, right? So let me check it out, that whether the compilation is all okay now. Okay, it is giving could not read one project. Looks like the POM file got deleted automatically. Let's ask it to fix it. I see pom.xml is empty. Okay, so yeah, you should be aware about this, like what is pom.xml. So it has by mistake, I think, deleted, right? I did not give any delete command. If you see, yeah, it has given it here, but it has not restored it, right? Ideally it should have restored it if it has deleted it, right? So let's see where it has deleted it. Yeah, so here if you see, and here it said created, but it has created an empty file, right, which is wrong. We should not have an empty pom.xml, right? It can create a lot of problem because everything works from there itself. So now it is running a clean compile, and let's see if it is a success this time. So I'm showing you all practical things, right? Not telling you to, okay, that it's all great, right? Here you see that there are problems as well, right? Because many people say that things work in a auto magic manner, right? So there is some auto magic for sure, but yeah, it's not foolproof that okay, it will replace and everything you create you just give and everything is fancy stuff, right? That's not the case. If you see, finally we are able to run our test. There is no compilation error. It has run the mvn compile command and now it is running, and here it is finally has opened Google on, and let's see if it will run the test, and we'll see the reporting as well. Right here some logs are generated, right? Let us see here what all this file. Here is the extent report. Okay, there are some screenshot. Let's go to this report and open it in HTML. Right, so if you see this test, one test got, it is telling skip, right? Google homepage should be loaded, but it is saying that it is not loaded, right? But it has created this file which has all the stuff, right? Which it would have taken a lot of time if we would have done it ourselves. Even creating this file in some projects, like I have taken that, like it was there and I was fixing it, and there was some configuration problem, and it takes a lot to go to Stack Overflow and do all that stuff, right? So hope you like it, and I'll check in this code and we'll add it, right? And we'll fix this. I don't want to waste a lot of your time. I just wanted to show that how powerful it is and how we can use that prompt. So hope you like it, and you can just subscribe to my channel and maybe on this newsletter so that you can stay connected with this. Thank you so much for watching.